Yeah, hello everyone. So myself Sujit Patel. I'm part of InventModel Technology Solution. We do have Aditi. She is also part of our learning and training team, and we have our CDGC expert with us. So this session we are going to record for CDGC training. So this will be a kind of demo session where we will understand all the roadmap of our CDGC training, like course content, some basic topics, and some frequently asked questions like live access and Java scope and all. So we all are going to discuss here, so that after this demo session, your kind of all the query will be clarified, and you will be in the situation to kind of conclude that you should go for this live session or not. And apart from this demo session, if you have any question, so we will have dedicated our training advisor, Karthik, Aditi, Shivangi. So you can connect with them and we will try to clarify all your questions so that you will be in the healthy condition before the enrollment. Yeah. So let me go with our company product details and services so that you can understand what is Invent model, and we can have a long-term collaborations and support and help for each other. So we are working in the industry from last 10 years, and we are empowering your IT journey. So we have different services. So we are a service-based company. So we have different services. So in the different services, we have IT resource outsourcing, IT project implementation, and also we are in the training. So in training, we have individual trainings, corporate trainings, and all. So who we are? So we are service-based IT company. We bring 10 plus year of industry experience, trusted by multiple clients, and a strong technical and delivery team. Our core services, if you try to understand, so it's end-to-end IT project implementation, resource hiring and outsourcing, individual and corporate IT training. So if you talk about corporate IT training, we have already delivered training in PwC, in TCS, ACL, these all big MNC. If you talk about IT project implementation, so we start with requirement analysis, then design and development, then testing and deployment. And after all things completes, we go for the production deployment, that is post go live support as well. Also, we give. We are also in the resource hiring and outsourcing. So if you feel that in your current project you have a resource requirements, so we do have a strong bench resources. We can deliver the resources immediately. They can start working immediately. So we have a strong pool of resources. So you can let us know if you have any resourcing requirement in your current project. So we are ready to serve you. So we have a strong bench and ready to join resources, all tools and technologies, immediate available resources we have flexible engagement models, like we can work on C2H, and also we can work for your full-time hiring also. So global delivery support. So we have resources available across all the time zones for all the country. They can work remote also, and they can work for in-person or kind of offline also, or they can go to your on-site also if needed. So our resources are ready to travel kind of offshore also or on-site also as per your requirement. We have a very cost-effective delivery model. Training services, if you discuss, so we take care individual trainings like in batches. Also, we take care corporate trainings. We have premium tools and technology, like we have Informatica Cloud SaaS, we have Informatica PIM, we have Estivo, we have Reltio, we have a kind of CDGC. So most of the kind of premium tools and technology we have, and we are bringing more tools and technology in upcoming kind of month. So you'll see that. We have instructor-led live sessions and classroom and remote training also we have for kind of our corporate trainings basically. Our trainer community, if you see, we have more than 500 trainers associated with us globally. Uh, we have a real project experience also we deliver in the training, and we do have most of our trainers are basically industry experts. They are working in the industry from last 10 year, 20 year. So most of them are working as a solution consultant, architect kind of consultant. So we onboard those trainers who at least bring a 10 plus year experience, who are having a strong kind of grip on the particular technology. So we onboard those trainers only. If you talk about training approach, so it's a practical learning, real-time project scenario-based training, hands-on demonstrations, and job-oriented skills. So why to choose InventModel? So we bring 10 year of IT experience for individual training, for corporate training, for IT services. We have a quick response deployment team. We have project-based training, and we are very reliable and a scalable training partner to all our training partners. So this is all about us. You can connect with us on our these emails, or you can go to our website inventmodel.com. From there also you can drop a note. So this is a very brief intro about our services, our product. Now we will pass to our CDGC expert. We will pass our call to CDGC expert, and he will guide us about a roadmap of the upcoming training, kind of schedules and all. So now it's to you, to our CDGC expert, and you can start with your brief intro, and then the roadmaps, and you can take one topic and you can start. So you can share your screen, and now we can start.
Sure, Sujit. Thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm your CDGC expert trainer, for this demo today. And just to give my introduction, so I have got like more than 18 years of experience in the industry, like working in the field of data analytics, data lake, data warehouse, data quality, data governance implementations. I have worked for many MNCs like in past, for IBM, Cognizant, Capgemini, and like currently I'm working as like a principal architect as part of one of the MNC, and I'm working for one of the US real estate customer currently, and like implementing and leading data quality and data governance program. In past, I have delivered many such like a data quality and data governance initiative for various customers, including some of the major US based insurance and banking customers. So yeah, that's what my short introduction. And now I would like to jump to the topics like what we are going to cover as part of this training. So let me share my screen.
Yeah, sure.
So let me know once you guys can see my screen. So yeah, so this is I've just opened this
Yeah, we can see your screen. Yeah.
our website where we have this all the topics and all the details regarding this training. So I hope you guys have already access to this. And let me directly jump to this the course content and description, right? So we are planning to cover all these modules which we see here. So this has got like introduction to cloud data governance and catalog. That is the first module. And then we have exploring the user interface, runtime environment. So I hope like all of you are having like exposure to some kind of a data related projects, not necessarily data quality in data governance area, but like maybe you have worked with data and you understand what is data and like how data managements are nowadays very crucial for any organization. So data quality and data governance mainly, like it's now crucial for any organization. Like we cannot skip that topic. Okay. So these are the points the topics which we have planned to cover as part of this training. And this is specific to CDGC, because like if you go to some other tools and technology, right, so maybe we can tweak this one, but like this we are mainly going to cover the CDGC related data governance topics. So as part of today's demo, right, like so I would like to start with the basics of data governance and how it is used and what is the importance of data governance in any organization. So we'll start with that one, and then I'll try to cover up the basics of the IDMC, because CDGC IDMC is a platform provided by Informatica, and CDGC is one of the service. CDGC is one of the service, and then like this is not only service. Like in order to implement CDGC, you need to go to like multiple. You need to use multiple services as part of the IDMC platform. That includes like MCC, which is Metadata Command Center, and then like we have. Let me open the architecture. It's somewhere I copied that. Okay, so what I'll do, like first I would like to start with this data. the evolvement of data in the last 40 or 50 years, right? How data is getting evolved, and then what is the what
Yeah,
is
so
the
just
need of data?
I would like to stop. So are you sharing other materials, because we can see only
Ah,
website link.
one second. Yes, yes, one second.
We can only see the website. So you can stop share and reshare the
Yeah,
entire content. Yeah,
entire screen. Let me know once you guys can see my screen.
yeah, just a minute. Now I can see. Yeah, please open the
Yeah,
doc. Yeah,
so like as part of this demo today, I would like to start with basics of data, like how data is getting evolved, like in the industry, and why do we need data governance for any organizations, right? So if you see this particular slide, right, so I'm talking about like how data is getting evolved, right? And when we are talking about data governance is not for your personal use, right? Like when you are implementing data governance, you are working for a business, you are working for an industry, and you wanted to make sure that your data is secure, reliable, trusted, right, within the organizations. And but like what is the why do we need that, first of all, right? If you start looking at the industry trend, right, so during 1950 and 1960, right, it was not like people were not doing business at that point of time, right? People were doing business, and they were having like all the transactions and everything was happening, but the mode of like working during that time was like manual, right? They were maintaining all those detail as part of like books and all. But that was like a very nascent stage of like doing business. And then slowly we evolved, and then during 1970s and 1980s, like we have come up with SQL and RDBMS, because like the data volume was growing. Okay, and it was not possible to maintain all these records over in the books, right? So if you wanted to do some calculations or like summarize this data, then you may not having any way in the books, right? If you're writing that in your notebook that you have made this transaction and you are doing thousands of transactions on regular basis, then it was not possible to maintain those on the books. Then we evolved during 1917 and 80, and we have come up with RDMMS. Like we have got SQL was invented, and then like we were maintaining all this data in the RDBMS. Like it could be any RDBMS, right? And then mainframe came into picture, and then we started maintaining all this data in the mainframe system. So that was in the early 1917 80, and then came to 1990, right? So then like slowly we there was a need, because we were maintaining data. Now the ask was like, how can we effectively use this data for like and build a warehouse so that like we can take some decision based on that data. So the evolvement of data warehousing started from that point of time. It was an early internet explosion during 1990. So internet was not widely used at that point of time, but that's where we started with the internet, and then slowly we were started collecting more and more data, because the business was growing, the number of customers were growing. Like for any business, I'm not talking about a specific business. For any business, the business started growing, and then we started receiving more and more data. Now, as we are receiving more data, we need some way to store this huge volume of data and take some decision out of that data. So we started with the data warehousing concepts, like Sir Ralph Kimball, Bill Illman, and all those people came, and they have suggested many approaches to implement data warehousing. I hope some of you guys have worked with data warehousing, and you know what is data mart and what is data warehouse. So we started with that during 90s, and then we came to 2000, where we started with the big data analytics, because the data volume was again growing, right? Like the number of customers for every industry again growing and growing. So you need a way how to acquire and process this data, how to acquire this data, first of all, right? From as you are making transactions on regular basis, you need to make sure that you are somehow acquiring this data on regular basis, processing that data, storing that in a RDBMS or like any database. And then the need was like to take some business decision, because it was not just storing the data, right? You need to use the data to make some business decision, to like predict something, right? Like that can help business. So even like a CEO, CXO level people like in the organization wanted to see like what is the quarterly sales happening for a particular state within US. So Earlier it was not possible, but now we have during 90s and like 2000 we came up with that like data warehousing concepts, and then have a way right at that point of time that we can do something. We can build some reports out of that data, but we're storing in the data warehouse, and that's where big data and analytics comes into picture. And then again, the data volume was growing like anything. And then there was a need that like the traditional approach of acquiring and processing this data will not work. Now we need a standard or like a more robust mechanism to process and acquire this data. So, we started talking about big data and Hadoop, Hive, and all those things came into picture. Then distributed computing, that was one of the topic came. And then because it was not possible to just build a single pipeline and then acquire data, process data, and load that data into warehouse and then build a report, because you were getting data from multiple sources. So then during 2020 2010, right, although now you have acquired data, like you are doing processing of the data, enough data, now you need a data democratization, because like every organization was storing huge amount of data, and like even within the organization people were not comfortable, or they were not aware what data is stored where, because every department is collecting and acquiring data, but people are not aware that where is the let's say if we are talking about the unique set of customer, right? They were not sure where to go. So that's where the data democratization concepts came into picture, that people should be aware within the organization. They should aware that where the actual data is getting stored, like what is the final set of customer, final set of vendors, final set of products which we are selling. Because otherwise every department is maintaining their own data. They don't care what is there at the entire organization level. So there was a need of data democratization, and that's where the Tableau, Power BI reporting, and then people started looking at a specific kind of report, for a list of customer, list of vendor, quarterly sales, or maybe how we are performing year-on-year basis, quarter-on-quarter basis. So that's where this big data analytics and data democratization and the BI and data warehousing, all these were helping. Now we are in 2020s, or like maybe today's like we are in 2026. So all these were working fine as of now, but today's world, right? 20 years back, we were having huge amount of data. Now think about today, right? We have varieties of sources, from where we are collecting data. It's not only a traditional way of entering data through the front end and then storing that data. So that is happening within the organization. But along with that, you are having social media and other places from where you are collecting data to make business more impactful. And you want to use this data and you want to take business decision based on that data. So now we are talking about AI and agent, because like the volume of data we have, like it's not possible to manually do this processing and acquiring and processing data, right? You need automated way. And nowadays, like we are talking about agents, AI and all, right, to do some most of this automation and then predict something, right, for future, what is needed after 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. So now we are in the AI and ML era where we are building the LLMs and all, right, to do all this work, right? Earlier it was purely manual task, like to complete, build the data pipeline, build the data BI reports, dashboards and all. But now we are in the totally different era where we need AI, ML, and without that, we don't see a life after 2, 3 years. Now coming to the next slide, where so we have discussed here as part of this particular slide, like how data is growing within any organization. So now what is data governance? So we have discussed a lot about data, that every organization has got huge amount of data. But what is the use of data governance? So, if you are having huge amount of anything, then you need to control that. Like you need to manage that thing. If you're not managing it, that's of no use, right? So every organization has got huge amount of data, and they need to use that for their benefits or for to get some insight out of that data. And along with that, we are doing a lot of reporting. We are coming up with a lot of business intelligence reports, and Tableau, Power BI, and all these reporting tools are developing some dashboards for CXO folks and the senior management, and they are taking business decision based on that. And there are a lot of business users are using those reports. But are they trusting this data? That's an important question, right? Like sometimes even if you talk to any business people, right, like CXO folks, they they say that they have a data quality issue, or they are not aware like where exactly this data they can find within the organization, whether they have they are pulling this information as part of this report from the right sources or not. So these questions were coming from business and the senior management, and then we need to build the trust. All the technical folks or data folks or the uh, so there was a misalignment between the technical folks as well as the business user, right? So they were not sometimes relying on the reports, because like they say like whatever business decision taking, they that's not becoming fruitful, and the decision is getting the decision is taken based on the data. But sometimes because of the data quality issue or data trust issue, they are hesitant to take decisions because like they are not relying on the data. So now the need is like how you are managing your data. So data management is an important topic, and data governance is an important aspect of data management. And data quality anyways like comes under data governance. So data governance is a set of policies and procedures and processes you are building to to make sure that people are trusting your data. The data is reliable, data is trusted, and all the privacy and all those things on the data set. And people should be aware that where data is, right? So all these things are covered as part of data governance. And like once you have a proper data governance implemented as part of any organization, then people will they can directly come to the platform, data governance platform, and they can see, right? Let's say we are talking about one of the BI report where you are projecting some quarterly sales. So they can go and check that report, the KPI, where exactly it is coming from, which all systems it is coming from. That is another topic called data lineage. So people can directly come to the platform, data governance platform, which you are building using CDGC or any other tool. So as part of this content or this discussion, we are mainly focusing on CDGC, implementing data governance using CDC. So I hope you understand what is data governance. So we need like a process, policies, and like a set of rules uh, and processes, right? That can make sure that people are trusting your data and data is reliable. So now there are multiple characteristics of data governance, right? So as part of data governance, you build data catalog, and then you build data lineage. You associate business context to the technical data. You come up with the data quality rules to identify what are the data quality issue you have within organization in each of the application. So all these things comes under data governance. And by building all of these data catalog, data lineage, data policies, and data quality, you are making sure people is trusting. All the peoples or maybe all the senior folks business users and CXO folks are trusting your data. And that is very important. So we are going to cover this data governance and all the characteristics of data governance and how to implement this data catalog, data lineage, data quality, data policy, all this as part of this module. And we will see the actual usage and how to implement features as part of your data governance platform. Now moving to the next topic, which is the usage of why data governance matter to any organization. So as I have already discussed, in the previous slide, that we are taking any decision in the organization based on data. It's not like a senior manager or so folks are taking decision based on his choice or his mindset, right? They cannot take that decision. They need to rely on the data that how trend is performing in the last couple of years or last 10 years, 20 years, and based on that, they're going to say take some business decision for the benefits of the organization. But data should be trustworthy, data should be reliable. So all those things you can complete, or you can build this trust, and these things you can be built using data governance. Data quality and reliability is another topic. You need to make sure whatever data you have within the organization, that's are good for business, right? It's not just you are storing the data. Or I have seen in any organization, if you talk to business folks, right, they will say that data quality, they have a lot of data quality issues. Nobody can say that their data is totally reliable or having good quality of data in the organization. you talk to anyone in any business, you will find that data quality and reliability issue is always there. Now, coming to data security and privacy. So, as we are acquiring huge volume of data, like right from various sources, right? So you need to make sure that, and again, like earlier, I missed something like as part of discussing the first side, like the evolvement of cloud computing and all, right? So nowadays, it's not like you are maintaining all this data within your organizations. You are using some of the hyperscaler like AWS, Azure, GCP to store and process this data, right? So you are providing all your data into some other third-party system. So all your data is getting stored in the vendor's cloud, right, which is AWS, Azure. Although you are signing NDA and all with them, but still the data security and privacy issues there. So even like if you talk to AWS, they will say that it's a shared responsibility of like data security and privacy. It's not their own responsibility to manage your data within, although they are storing their data in their cloud, but they will say that like the data security and privacy is a shared responsibility. That organization as well as the vendor, they need to decide how they are going to manage security and privacy. So that is also an important aspect of data governance. And like while building data governance, right, you will find that where exactly the problems of operational efficiency you find, the completeness or timeliness of the data. Because in some of the business, like timeliness is very important. How your data is reaching to the required business user on time. Let's say I'm talking about real estate organizations who are uh, buying and selling property, right? Property is getting listed on the website today, and if that information is not reaching to the agent, right, who are going to sell this property on time, maybe tomorrow, if they are not getting that listing information, right, whatever you have listed on a website that you want to sell this property, some other organization who are data governance compliant and they have the policy and everything built right related to timeliness, they will find this problem that they have not received this data from this particular source. But if you don't have data governance, then it will be difficult. You somehow missing that data, and your agents are not getting that data. So that way you are lagging behind. You are not making business out of it. So operational efficiency is another important aspect that we can cover as part of data governance. Regulatory compliance, as you know, like we have GDPR, HIPAA, for and we have many such compliance, regulatory compliance. And in fact, like I was working for a few of the banks. I was like leading a data governance program as part of NatWest Group of Bank, which is UK major bank. So they used to get fine of around 200 million, 300 millions every year, euro. I'm talking about 200 million euro because of GDPR compliance or because of some other regulatory compliance. We have Basel III norms, right, in when it comes to banking. So there were some compliance issue and they were paying hefty charges for that. So if you implement this, right, so you will try to detect this kind of issues like any compliance issue well ahead of time so that you will not caught like under any compliance issue. And then streamlining data integration and interoperability. Once you understand what data you have in which system, right, then it will be easy to share those data within the organizations to any team they want, right? Otherwise, let's say you are having customer data and the other team is also, other department is also looking for customer data. They are building their own pipeline to get the same data. So rather than building the same thing again, right, in the other application, they can simply use the data shared mechanism as part of any cloud platform which is readily available currently. They can use that. Like they know once you have a data governance platform, the data observability and then like data discovery is an important aspect of data governance. So you can find like customer data, which is the right source or which is the right application where you can go and ask for the right data set. So all these things we are going to cover as part of data governance using CDGC. Now, I would like to jump to because this all these I was discussing in terms of data governance. It's a widely a generic concept, data governance, but we wanted to implement this using Informatica IDMC. IDMC is the platform which Informatica has come up with. So earlier, I hope some of you have worked with Informatica, and you know, right? We all started with Power Center. That was their initial tool for data integration requirement. It was an on-premise tool. And we used to have a lot of servers like a domain and nodes and all those things. If you can relate this, like whoever have worked on Power Center, you know, right, what is domain, what is node. So we used to have multiple servers to host this Power Center thing, and then we used to consume data from various sources, from flat files, from various Salesforce, and many other sources. And then we used to accumulate this data, process this data, and load that into data warehouse or data mart, and then we used to do some business reporting out of it. So that was the on-premise Power Center. So Informatica, with the evolving cloud infrastructures and all, right, and in order to process huge amount of data, Power Center was not sufficient and they were lagging behind. So they have come up with IICS, which is now CDI. You can call it CDI as part of IDMC platform. So IDMC is a platform similar to like the other vendors like Databricks. If you talk about Databricks or you talk about Snowflake, they have come up with a platform. It's not a tool, it's a platform, Databricks as well as Snowflake, right? So they are providing all the data management or data related services, right, as part of that platform. Similarly, Informatica has also come up with the IDMC platform, where all the tools and services they had earlier on the on-premise side, I'll talk about like Informatica Power Center, Informatica Data Quality, Informatica MDM, and then they used to have many other, right? Like related to Informatica, there was the EDC, Enterprise Data Catalog, which is to use data governance, right? So EDC and Axon was earlier tool Informatica was having to implement data governance. So EDC was mainly for the ingesting technical metadata from various sources, and then Axon was mainly from the business perspective, ingesting business glossary and all those things. So those were the on-premise tools. Informatica has combined all their on-premise services and tools onto this platform, IDMC. Now, let me go to that Informatica IDMC architecture. I was just going through this. I'll try to explain like what is this IDMC architecture. So as I was explaining, right, IDMC is a platform where they have hosted all their services. But earlier, these services were available as part of separate tools on the on-premise side. Now they have combined all their services into Informatica platform. So whatever service you need, like if you need data quality, you can go and pick that service and you can start working with that. Now, similar to that, you have data quality, data profiling, EDC and Axon, all these they have combined onto this platform. Now let's talk about the IDMC architecture. So if you're looking at my screen, right, so this is the IDMC architecture. As part of that, you see, this is the Informatica cloud. So when I'm talking about IDMC, right, they have hosted all these services on their cloud, It's not your organization cloud, or like if you're working for a customer, you're not talking about customer environment. It's their environment where they have hosted all these services, all the services, whatever they have, right? So all these services are hosted on the Informatica cloud. Now, there is an important concept called secure agent as part of like this. So you see in the middle, right, we have a secure agent. Secure agent is a lightweight software, and the purpose of that software is to like use that services what Informatica provide and they host in their cloud environment. So you are going to use that, but you are making sure that your data, whatever data you have as part of your organization, those are not means crossing the boundary of your firewall, right? So that is very important because that comes under data security and data privacy. You do not want to expose your data, what you have within your organizations or within your hyperscalers, like that is all their cloud applications, right? All those things are getting processed within your environment or within your firewall boundary. So if you see here the secure agent, right? Via secure agent, you are connecting to all the cloud applications you have on top, and then all the internal applications what you have within your organizations, all your applications, data warehouse, legacy databases like maybe mainframe, SQL Server, whatever you have within organization. So all these you are connecting via secure agent. It's not like you are directly connecting these services. You are not directly connecting the Informatica services to these applications. Rather, it is happening via secure agent. So secure agent is a very important concept and like a program that will help us like you are maintaining data security and privacy. And Informatica is making sure that your data is not exposed to outside environment, outside your firewall boundary. So now how to use these services, right? That's very important, right? It's a SaaS product, IDMC is a SaaS platform. So any user can open IDMC platform via web client. So you can go to this IDMC service, you can log into that using your credentials that you can manage within your organization via Okta, or maybe you can create individual ID also, right? Once you have procured a license of Informatica IDMC, you can create all your users, and then they can log in using those credentials to Informatica services. So once you do that, like, and again, I missed to cover that secure agent part. So secure agent is a lightweight program that you need to install within your environment. So the server could be Windows, Linux, or maybe Unix, or any server like what you have, or any infrastructure what you're maintaining as part of your organization. It could be AWS, like you can install that on the EC2 instance, or maybe virtual machines if you're using Azure. So like that way you can, and even like on your on-premise server also, if you have like within your organization, if you're maintaining on-premise server, you can install these services on your servers. And once you do that, then like your this IDMC platform, you are going to connect via secure agent. Now, this covers the entire architecture, how Informatica IDMC platform works, and how you access those services. So, as part of today's demo, I was mainly wanted to cover the basic architecture of IDMC, how it works, and then the basic of data governance, which I have explained as part of those previous slides. So, I think I'm trying to wrap up as this discussion, and maybe the remaining topic, whatever characteristics and features we talk about data governance, right? That we will cover in the consequence discussion. Like, so we will talk about those in the next meetings whenever we connect. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Many thanks for that. So just we want to understand the roadmap. So like course content. So can you please highlight the course content, what topics, what modules we are going to cover as part of this training?
Yes, so Sujit, like as you see, right? So these are the module, as part of module one, we are just talking about the introduction to cloud data governance CDGC. That will cover the CDGC, all the CDGC related topics, like what all things we are going to cover as part of that. That includes benefits of CDC, CDGC architecture overview, and what are the different users or maybe data, different set of like rules and access required. And then in the second module, we are going to cover the administration part of it, like because you are building a data governance platform, so you are going to administer that, right? And then you need a specific set of users, like how to build those catalogs and everything, and then admin users and all those things, and then how dashboard works in when it comes to, because you are going to build a dashboard right within CDGC to show business users or any data governance user coming to your platform that how this is working and what benefits they're getting. So until unless they see that like benefit of it, right, nobody's going to use it, right? So they have come up with all these features like dashboard navigation, all the assets you are going to have as part of that platform, and how search capability works, right? So that is the data discovery part, right? So if anyone want to search any particular business term or any data asset, right, they can come and search. Runtime environment, as I was talking about secure agent, right? So it's covering the secure agent part. We'll go in very detail, like what is secure agent and how to host the secure agent, how to install the secure agents. All this will be covered as part of this topic. Now, the next topic is like once you build the platform, then how you're going to manage the users. What are the different roles you are going to have? What are the groups you are going to create? And how many types of users you are going to have, right? So all these will be discussed, and we will cover the data governance council part. What is data owner, data steward, because stewardship is very important role when it comes to implementing data governance. All these will be covered as part of the module 4. And then connection, right? So right, when you're building a data governance platform, you need to connect to various sources, right? Let's say you are doing ETL using Kafka, right? So you need to connect to Kafka, ingest the technical metadata from there. You need to connect to Snowflake. To if you're hosting your data warehouse on Snowflake, you need to connect to that Snowflake environment to check the data quality. You need to build the catalog, so you need to ingest the technical metadata, whatever available in the Snowflake, by using this connection. So we'll discuss about all the different types of connections which are available in Informatica and how we are going to connect to various sources using Informatica IDMC. And then we have some labs also, which we are planning to cover as part of this. So we will create the test connections and we'll show like how it works. Metadata asset is like metadata. I hope all of you are from the data side, right? You understand some data, like what is data. So in order to store data, you need to build some, like if you talk about any database, you are going to build tables, you are going to view views. You know, in order to process the data, you are going to build some procedures, right? So all the so information about data, right? It's like so that you are going to ingest so that people get trust, right? How this data or what are the tables you have as part of any application or system, right? So we are talking about data. So that's information about data. So all this will be covered, and we are going to connect to various applications to ingest this metadata from various sources. And we'll discuss about all these things like in details in the next sessions. Onboarding data, right? So how you are going to onboard this data, which like in an organization, let's say you have a sales department, HR department, marketing department. So all these departments, whatever data asset they have or whatever tools and technology they have in each of this department, we are going to onboard those metadata asset as part of CDGC platform. So we will discuss the onboarding part of it, like how we can say that HR application is onboarded on the ADGP platform, right? So we will explain all those things in this particular topic. Now, this is talking about the custom catalog source and custom DNA. So this is maybe a little advanced topic which we will cover in the next session, because some of the sources you can connect using the inbuilt connector, what info out of the box connector which Informatica provides. But there are few sources where you cannot connect, right? Maybe a third party tool is there, right? And let's say I'll give you an example of like HRMS application. So I forgot the name, right? Like, so let's talk about any application like that tool is there, and your organization using that tool, but that tool and the privacy policy of that company is not allowing you to connect to that tool to ingest the metadata. So in that case, we will go with the custom route of it, how to ingest those metadata. And this is the configuring a workflow. So in order to implement, if you are implementing data governance, right, you need to make sure that everybody has access to all the assets which you have onboarded on the platform. And also, right, like let's say you have created a business term. Business term is a like a for any organization, any department, right? They have a set of business terms that are important for that application or that organization, right? So you are going to onboard all these things. Let's say you have put some definition, but like a business user is coming and he wants to change the definition. It's not like simply that he will go and change the definition. He needs to go via a process. So we can build this workflow that will allow you a separate set of approval process. Like it will go to data steward, it will go to data owner. Once they approve that, then only he will be able to do those changes and update any metadata definitions like within CDEC platform. And then these are some of the project things which we will talk like later in the session, like the next sessions. So yeah, these are the topic we are going to cover. It's like as part of this training, overall training. Sujit, you there?
Yeah. Thanks for the detailed course content explanation. So I think we are done. So let me put some pointer related to the lab access. So lab access usually what we do, as we know that this is not open source tool or public available tool. It's a very proprietary tool. So for lab access, we will give you assignments, and during the session, you will get a control, and you will do some kinds of hands-on in front of trainer itself. So by this way, we will manage the lab access, and for lab access, we will give you instruction also how to get lab access from Informatica. So if your company and all is a part of Informatica, they can try to get lab access through that channel also. So there are some steps and all. We will provide you that. If you would like to go for certifications and all, so we will also instruct you for that, how you can go for certifications. So this is all about this. Apart from resume preparation and interview preparation, so we will have a separate session for the resume preparation and interview preparation, so that you can build your kind of profile for the next job in the CDGC. So we'll definitely guide for that. And for the jobs, so we do have a recruitment team with us who have the multiple clients like DCS and all. So we'll try to push your resume within India, outside of India as well, for the kind of hiring and all, for switching the job. And if you get a job, we'll also provide the job support. We'll provide the support as much as we can do. So we will be with you from start to end till training you till deploying you in a project and all. So we will be there to help you from starting to end. So this is all about us, and we will try to give you best services as part of our training. We will have dedicated training advisors with you. You can connect with them anytime. And after the training, also, if you'd like to recap and all, so we can allow you to join any batches for 6 months or 1 year. For few sessions you want to recap, so we can also allow to rejoin the other batch without any additional payment. So these are the additional kind of features we have as part of our training. And also we do cover 200 plus real-time project scenario, one complete project and all. So you will complete get kind of real-time experience also in the real-time projects and all, so that you can explain that in the interview and all. So all these things will be taken care as part of our training. So we request you, please go with this demo session, and still if you have any question, you can connect with our training advisor and we can clarify it. And if you are fine, you can go for the enrollment, and we will let you know the date and time for the starting new batches and all. And then we can connect and we can be part of the sessions. So usually we'll have 30 live sessions and 10 assignment sessions. So for this, we will conduct the 30 live session, 1 hour each session. We do have batches Monday to Friday also, morning time. We do have batches on weekend also. So those details will be given by our training advisor. So what is the timing, date and all. So those things will be provided to you. So thanks everyone. Thanks for your time. Let me conclude this recording.